So let's talk about that, because I think a lot of the times we lose focus and think that we're the boss, or if we're in charge in our stores. And not to say that you're not. Maybe you're a manager, maybe you're the owner or franchisee, maybe you're somebody important, if you will. But really, the customer's the boss. And the customer has made a decision to come into your office and spend their money. And they didn't have to do that, just so you know. They didn't have to. They made a decision to come in, and that decision, you have to, what we call, affirm. You have to confirm it for them. You have to say, you made the right decision. And that's our job every single day. And if we want to get better at this, we have to understand that the customer's the boss. And you have to put yourselves, we used to always say this, put yourselves in their shoes. That's cool and all. I don't think many people can. So here's the deal. Think about the experiences that you have when you go shopping, when you buy something, when you go get something. How do you feel when somebody doesn't greet you or present the price completely to you, or tells you something that's really not true, or has a dirty office or a horrible restroom, or doesn't, smile, or doesn't talk to you? I mean, how many times do you walk out of there of a store and say, man, that salesman was so fake, or man, that restroom was so dirty, right? It smelled funny in there. Haven't you been there, right? Do they even clean? All these things you've said before, but then I go to your store and it may not be that way. You may be dirty too. It may not be the cleanest, may not be the most professional. So I'm going to kind of lay out some expectations with you. And I want you to take what I say not as don't take it from me, take it from who you came with. But remember this, they ultimately always have the decision making. So if you all didn't notice the difference between the two groups, you guys are part of the management team, and the other team was the franchisee team. Now, I did that intentionally because I wanted to get to get some real serious thoughts in here that could really help you and them grow. So they obviously want to do something great in their business, which is add insurance or continue to grow in their insurance business. And I want to help them, and they expect you all to help them too. So I'm going to set some expectations, but I'm going to tell you this. I want you to know that what I say is probably what they should be saying if they haven't already said it. Maybe deadlines will be different. Maybe time frames are different. But I'm telling you, they should be saying these things. And if they're not saying them yet, they will be soon. So be prepared. And I only say this because I want them to be better. So let's stop and let's take a step back and think about the stores. So you all went to a store. We visited a store. Now, to be clear, my name is David, and I own that store. I own it. I have a partner, but for the most part, I am the owner. Meaning I'm the guy who put up the money to make that store happen. Now, putting up money doesn't mean anything, just so you know. Putting up money doesn't make you money. Trust me, I know that for a fact. But I made the investment of not only money, but time and energy. I did that. In fact, that building that you all just saw, I own that building. I bought that building. I remodeled the whole building. If you would have seen it, it used to look like the one right next door. Did you just see that piece of shit building right next door?
That's the church.
No. The building, not the neighboring business. The building.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it used to look like that. I spent a lot of money to invest in that building. I put the brick that you see outside that was put by me, not by my hands, but I'm the one who made that happen. The windows that are there, the floor that's there in that office, I put that floor in. I picked out the floor. I picked out the colors. I mean, obviously that was 8 years ago, so things have changed. I wouldn't do that floor again if I change it. But there are things, everything in that office was designed by me. Where the restroom was, where the back office is, the scanning procedures, a lot of that is all designed by me. Now, I share this with you is because, not to impress you anyway, by the way, this isn't to impress anybody here. This is to share with you that I made an investment. And because I made an investment, that business is there. So when I put people in a store like Miss Beatriz, did y'all like Miss Beatriz?
Yes, very
Oh, yeah.
Isn't she awesome?
Yeah. Beautiful lady. Yes.
Okay, so everybody loves Miss B. I'm not going to lie, I love Miss B. She's been great to us. So B was put in a management position in that store. And my talk with Bea before she got put in that position, she started as a tax pro, and I put her in a management position, was here are my expectations of you, right? Now, some of our expectations start really simple with be on time, answer my phone calls when I call, right? And take care of customers. Those are 3 expectations. Now, some of you, would y'all agree those are good expectations?
Very good.
Okay? But that's just the minimum. Some of us, including myself at one point, that was what we thought was good to succeed in life and in business. Let me just do these things. Let me just show up on time, take care of the customers, and answer the boss's call, and it's all good. I'm here to tell you that's not how businesses grow. That's just common sense, right? Common sense is good, but you need to have better than that. So the reason I share this with you is because if we're going to grow these businesses into tax and insurance machines, they need teams that are going to grow. That's you. Now, I've had a really stern talk with your franchisees and managers and owners before you got here, so don't worry. They got a good talking for me, just like you're about to get. But I'm going to lay down some ground rules so I can help you understand what it is that you need to be doing or changing to become better in this business. So the first thing that you probably noticed when you walked into the store, it was clean and it was professional, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's a big part of success here. Customers are coming in and spending hundreds of dollars to do business with you in insurance or taxes. So they're giving away money, $100, $200, $500, $600. They expect things like things to be clean. This is number one. And I'm not saying, by the way, I've never been to any of your stores except for yours. But when I go, I want to see a clean store. So if you're working in a store right now and it's junk and clutter and trash and smells, let's fix that. And if it's not of your own fault because you've been telling somebody above you they need to do this, tell me and we'll have a talk with them. But this needs to happen, guys. It needs to look good. It needs to smell good. It needs to sound good. Sounds funny, but it needs to have music. It needs to have things going on in it. That's number one. That's an expectation, by the way. Expectation. I expect trash to be thrown out, floors to be mopped, swept. I expect things to get shredded and filed. I expect these things, not because I want it. Why do we want to do this? Why am I telling you to do this?
Client.
The customer. The guy who pays you doesn't want a clean, crappy store. I mean, a dirty store. They want a clean store. They want to go into something to be proud of. I mean, how many times have a customer done business with you, left the store, and wondered why they gave you their money? I'm sure it's more than you know. And it's always because of poor management and expectation. So, clean store, number one. Number two, these are just fundamentals, by the way. I'm going to get into complex stuff. Number two is a professional person. Professional person. Now, we can all have big difference in definition of this, but let me tell you what my definition is. You got to look professional, man. That's it. No t-shirts, no tennis shoes, no jeans. I may be offending some of you, but I'm telling you right now. If you think that you're going to get ahead by wearing a polo and some jeans to work every day, I promise you're not. You got to dress for the job that you want, not the one you have. That's it. This wasn't me, by the way, a year ago. Well, a year and a half ago. Before this is me every day. And this isn't because it's David CEO, because I have money. This isn't that. The moment I changed what I look like, because I was a guy who wore shorts, jeans, a polo almost every day, and Sperry's. Like Sperry's because they're real comfortable. Do you know what Sperry's are?
No. Yeah.
Water shoes. I mean, not like water shoes, but they're boat shoes, if you will. Just a brand of shoes. My favorite shoes. I like wearing them because they're comfortable. Okay, well, I would wear that every day, even to the office. That was me because I was comfortable. That's how I tell clients. How can I ask somebody to give me their money, especially a lot of money, because I do with a lot of money, if I don't look like I got it? Or if I look like I know what I'm doing? Now, you may think this is some backwards reverse psychology thing. I'm telling you right now, the moment that I changed the way I look, and I used to drive an old, well, it wasn't old, it was a newer truck, but I used to drive a big white truck. Big white Toyota Tundra, 4-door, 4x4. Love that truck. But how can I drive to somebody's house or have an appointment with a customer and say, hey man, I want you to invest $150,000 in an IRA with me so we can roll that over, and that was going to make, I don't know, $6, $7, $8, $10, $15,000 in commission. One deal. One customer, 15 grand. No joke. I could do that. I could do that today. But how can I ask him to do that if I'm not willing to look the part? Like I got money. Why would you want to give me your money if I don't look like I have any? They think I'm stealing it. Maybe they think I don't know what I'm doing with it. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
A lot of people don't understand that the way you look is the way you come to people. This is what it is. Think about it this way. Anybody married here? Married? Relationships? We've all been there, right? How did you dress the first date? How'd you smell the first date? Is it different than you do today? Got him. Right? Isn't it true or not? How much more makeup was worn by the ladies? How much cologne for the men? Right? How clean was your car at that point for the men? Right? Think about all this. You may not believe that what I'm telling you is true on the business side, but didn't you have to do that to get your customer, if you will, your relationship today? That's how you closed them or her. That's what it is. I hate to tell you this and, think, oh, well, it's all about appearances, guys, but this is it. This is a standard that we need to have in our business. All my staff, did you think Miss B was dressed professionally?
Yes.
And Miss, who was there today?
Melissa.
Melissa? She looked good? Yeah. That's all our stores, by the way. They're all looking this way. Now, I'm not asking her to wear a three-piece suit as the guys and this. This is just me on a daily basis. And I'm not saying this to impress you at all. This is to share with you that this is the change that we made in our business and it's made us money. And it's not just me money, it's staff money, it's our business money. I want you to know that. I made an investment in the business, which gives me the decision to tell my staff they need to dress a certain way. Period. I made an investment to do this. Period. In fact, last year when I got on this kick about changing who I was from going from shorts and jeans, and that's what I love to, and I still wish I could wear that every day, but I don't. When I made that decision, I told everybody in my organization, y'all are all getting new cars.
Whoa.
And they all said, well, we can afford new cars. I said, I don't care. That's your vision. That's your problem. It's not actually how I said it. I said, if you guys want to make more money, you got to look like you have more money. Did you drive out in that parking lot? Did you see all the cars in the front? Mercedes and Lexus, Infinities. Why are they all driving nice cars? Their income went up when their look went up. When their image changed, so did they. It's kind of weird. Now they dress better. Now they talk better. Now they look better. Now they smell better. Now they make more money. It's very simple. So number 2, how you look matters. First is the office, how you look. Now these are fundamentals because I could teach you a lot more and I'm going to talk to you about more, but I can't change some of the things that you know right now. I'm just telling you what I know I need to do. Next, once we get the appearance stuff out of the way, now it's about organization. This may tie into cleanliness and such, but I'm telling you, you have to be organized and prepared every day. That means getting ready for your customers. Customers do not want to go to an office where the people are not prepared. You have to be prepared to take on every customer. That means having the forms ready. That means printing out the documents. That means setting appointments and being prepared for those appointments. That means taking on the business as it comes to you. Because if you don't do that, you put yourself in a position to look unorganized, which means people won't give you money. We're asking for money every day, guys. These are 3 simple steps that I expect you to change in your organization. Be prepared, look good, office looks good. Now that I got those out of the way, those are 3 things that I want. And I expect. I'm telling you right now, you should, because I'm going to tell. And by the way, I'm told that same thing to the owners, franchisees. I said, you need to do these things too. So don't think it's just about you, by the way. I want everybody to change this. So let's talk about a few things that really matter now. I'm going to talk about money. Y'all like money?
Yes.
Do y'all make enough money?
No.
I hope. If anybody doesn't say no here, we have a problem.
No.
Probably in the wrong room. Because I don't make enough money. I don't think anybody does. But I'll tell you this. I make what I deserve. I make what I deserve. Would y'all agree with that? Or y'all think you deserve more?
deserve a little bit more.
You deserve more? You deserve more? You deserve more? Y'all think you're underpaid?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I like this. It's good. It's a good lesson to teach today. All right. So everybody gets paid what they deserve, not what they want, what they deserve. Remember this. That's a life lesson. I can't teach anything better than that. Everybody gets paid what they deserve, not what they want, what they deserve. You can come to me and tell me, David, I want to make $100 an hour, and I tell you, that's great, keep wanting. But you ain't going to get it. Why not? Because you don't deserve it yet. When you deserve it, you'll know because you make it. Now, somebody can get lucky. Somebody can get lucky and make $100 an hour for just a little bit. But I promise it'll go back to where it deserves, where you deserve to be. This is what it is. And I hate to, it's not even disrespectful. I hate to say this, but it's true. For an example, I'll give you some examples that'll help you bring some things to life. In Texas, there's a lot of energy that's being produced, in wind energy and gas, natural gas and oil. It's a huge energy state. And people from all over the state travel to certain areas of our state to make a ton of money. Do y'all know that? They go to wind farms, or they go to oil rigs, or they go to drilling sites. Y'all know this stuff from Texas? And there's guys and girls that go out to do these jobs, and they make a ton of money, right? They all say it. I'm going to make $100,000 this year, and I'm 25. They're excited, and they do make this kind of money. It's true. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars at a very young age doing things in energy. The challenge for them is they don't deserve that pay. The only reason they're getting that pay is why?
Educated.
Huh?
They're educated.
They're not educated.
No.
Anybody can go get that job. What's that?
No.
They're willing to do it.
They're willing to do it. They're young. They're energetic. They're willing to do it, and they've got nothing to lose. These jobs are dangerous.
Oh.
These are dangerous jobs. I mean, these guys are climbing to the top of a windmill or drilling a hole for gas. They're putting welding pipes together. I mean, these things literally, I mean, from one second to the next, they can cut their arm or their leg or their head off. These are dangerous jobs. I mean, dangerous. And they're doing it because they want to make money. Here's the reality check for them. They'll never make that money again if they quit that job. Because they don't deserve it. Maybe you would say, well, they do because they work really hard and they work really long hours and they work in a dangerous environment. Well, they deserve it while they're there. They're not going to deserve it when they come back. Because those skills ain't going to pay no bills. They don't pay bills here. They only pay bills there. That's it. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm sharing this with you. Because everybody in this room, if you want to increase your income, you can. And the only way you're going to do that is by helping and supporting the growth of this business. I invested a lot of money to build this business today. That office you went to, the business you're in today, this building that you're in, I own it. I built this thing. Well, I didn't build it, I developed it. But the reason I did that, I made an investment. But the only way I would make investment is if I have a team. And you've met my team. You like the team?
Yes.
They're all great, right? Well, the reason they're great, and if you ask them, by the way, if you ask them, do you make enough money? They'll all tell you no. Guarantee they'll all tell you no. But if you ask them if they make exactly what they deserve, I promise you they'll tell you yes. Why? Because they have not done anything to change the business. The moment they change the business, the moment their pay increases. That's why when we ask you to come here and learn something, you should take a lot away so you could go back and implement this stuff. Because when you change, your income will change. When I asked you about insurance, I mean, how many of you are licensed? Raise your hand. Licensed? Okay, so some of you are in the process. Not everybody here. You're at an insurance training, but no license. Why is that? Well, yeah, some of you are not. Why are some of you not licensed, but you're here? You know why? To learn? Because somebody believed in you. That's it. It ain't just to learn. I mean, you can learn. We could have given you the live stream. Somebody spent some money to bring you here because they believe in you. Somebody has made an investment, and then you go home and say, well, they don't pay me enough. I would tell you, well, they pay you what you deserve. If you deserved more, you would get it. Trust me when I tell you. But here's something that we all have to understand, that results drive money, not actions. Not actions. I want you to know that, because some of you, and me even in the past, I used to say, well, I show up early, I call the customers, and I answer the phone when the boss calls. I should get a raise. That was my standard. Would y'all see that? And I'd say, I do all those things. Why won't they give me more money? And the real true reality is I'm not doing anything above that. I'm not going above. I haven't got my license, or I'm not selling any insurance. I haven't taken initiative to grow this business. And maybe most people would say that, well, it's not my money. That's probably why I don't care. But that's why you can't get a raise, because you're pretending like it's never your money. But somebody believes in you guys. Somebody brought you here today because they really believe that you could do something great. And it isn't for them. Trust me. It isn't just for them, because truly it's a partnership that you're in with whoever brought you here. Truly it's partnership, because if they make more money, so can you. And if you make more money, so can they. Isn't that partners? Right? In a relationship, if you're married today, right, we know the rules, right? What's mine is hers and what's hers is hers, right? We know the rules. But really, I mean, if you want to really think about it, right? Well, mine is hers and hers is mine, right? That's a business model, right? And women usually keep more of it, right? Okay. But, I mean, that's the concept. Just think about the business as a woman, right? But there's also bills and things associated with it. I want you to know something. I don't think that, and this is because I don't know what goes on in your stores. I don't know. I know the people that brought you here, but I don't know them. Does that make sense? I don't know what they say when you're in their office or when they're in the office. I don't know how they act. I don't know if they may show up here early and never show up at the office. They may say one thing here and never say something again to you. I get it. So I don't have any clue. All I know is that they believe in you and that there's opportunities to grow, but they need to work in partnership with you. I want that. I want partnerships to grow. And the way that we see these partnerships working is if they have a team that works with them. Not just say, hey, here's all the work, go for it. I've told them that. They can't do that shit anymore. If they're doing that right now, it ain't happening anymore. Or at least if they listen to me, it don't happen anymore. I've told them they can't just delegate everything and say, go do it and not know anything themselves. They have to work with you to grow. They have to work with you to grow. And I'm going to help you. My team, and in fact, this whole business, Freedom, was founded to support you, not them. To support you, not your franchisees, not the owners of the businesses, to support you. Because we believe that you are the heart of the business that we want to pump blood through. Because I know for a fact, if you really want to succeed, the franchisee has to get bigger. They have to grow to stores. They have to get more stores. They have to grow their business so that they can say, okay, here's the next step. Because when I first got into this business, I started with 1 store, then I went to 3 stores, then I went to 5 stores, then I went to 7 stores, then I went to 10 stores, then I went to 14 stores. And then I went down back to 10 stores, then to 8 stores, and 9 stores, and 7 stores today. It's just a big up and down. But what happened was, here's some examples. As I got bigger, I started promoting people. So the guy that was running a store now runs 5 stores, right? That's what happens. And I put another person in 5 stores. Person who was running 1 store, I bring them into the call center. Now they're a call center manager. Then I take them out of that and I put them in charge of recruitment of Freedom. Then I move them from recruitment of Freedom to a to a director. And every time they're moving, it's because they earned it and they earned more money. But it would have never happened if the people that were working with me didn't help me grow. The more I grow, the more they can. Some people would like to believe, well, the only way this is going to happen is if I just make more money and they stay the same. No. Everybody's got to go together. We all roll together. Does that make sense? We all roll together. If we make money, we make money, not just one person. I encourage you to not look at the people that you're working with today or working for, if you want to say it that way. I think you're working with, but some people say for. If you look at them, I want you to think that they're not some rich guys that live in some fancy house. Maybe they do, I don't know, but I guarantee they ain't rich, because if they were rich, they wouldn't be here. They're looking just like you for an opportunity. They just live at a different level. I tell people that all the time. People say I'm rich. I said, no. I have my own problems. I may have money, but my debt's the same. You know what I mean? If I make $100,000 or $1 million, there's no difference to me. If I have $1 million, I just have $1 million what? Yeah, bills. I got $1 million bills, right? Somebody says, well, you make a lot of money, David. You drive a nice car. I said, well, it costs a lot of money to drive a nice car, guys. Right? That doesn't mean anything. It's the same car payment, right? You probably make a car payment. You probably make a car payment. It's the same thing. Just a little different. I don't want anybody to think that I'm privileged of any way, shape, or form, and I don't believe anybody in here is either. I believe that we all deserve what we have today. And the only way we can do that is by becoming better and more of ourselves. So I'm challenging you to become better. That's why I tell you those 3 things. Keep your office clean, keep yourself looking great, and stay organized, because those are just fundamentals to me that I expect all my staff to do. And if you look at them now, they all look sharp. They're always working hard. They always show up on time. And you know what? Maybe they miss one time. They do something that's not the best. But I'll tell you this. They know what they need to do. I don't have to go in there and coach them all the time. I tell them most of the time, but not all the time. I want them to be successful just like you, and I promise them a lot. But I will promise you the same. See, some of you are probably thinking that you're going to have to work in these stores forever. Or you don't know what's happening. Maybe, does anybody here know where they're going to be in 3 years? How about 1 year? How about 6 months? Isn't that scary? Do you know why that is? Why don't you know?
Lack of planning.
Lack of planning? What else? Anything else?
Just the world's changing.
World's changing?
Our health. Lots of stuff. Consistency.
Consistency? These are all good. Let me challenge you with something. See, I don't know where I'm going to be 5 years, but I know it's going to be better than today. Right? I don't know where I'll be in 6 months, but I do know where I'll be in 6 months. A year, 2 years, 3 years, 6 years, I don't know. But here's the deal. I want you to know something. Somebody once told me this, and this was a manager of mine. First year manager, this guy came into our organization. I gave him a brand new store. Never had been opened a store in this territory before. The city had a population of 7,000 people. Some of you guys live in big cities, I know that. Houston over here got 1 million people. 5 million people, I think. But one store, 7,000 people in this territory, which means 7,000 people lived around that store, and that's it. I give him a store. And I said, never, ever had run a tax business before, never had done a tax return before. Right? Didn't know what he was doing, but I gave him a store. And I said, if you want an opportunity, here's the opportunity. And he says, well, I got nothing to lose. Let's do it. And he had just come out of another business where he had literally got terminated. And he got terminated for probably good reasons, but I decided to give him a chance because I believe people do deserve second chances. And he didn't do me wrong. He may not even have done them wrong. It's just what it is. So he comes into the season, starts his business with me. Not as a partner, just as a manager. But I always consider them partners. I call them partners. And trust me, my pay was a lot different back then. This was 7 years ago. So the pay, if I tell you the pay, you'll probably think I'm a cheap ass, but I think he was making like $400 a week, maybe 300 something bucks a week. A week, that was salary. But his pay required him to be there from open to close through all tax season. So think about that. He was working 70 hours a week for $350. That's not even half a minimum wage, just so you know. But he wanted an opportunity. I told him, here's your opportunity. Go for it, bro. You needed a job. I needed an employee. So he did it. At the end of tax season, he hit 500 returns, a little over 500 returns. In the first year of doing taxes, never run a tax store. Now, some of you may not, if your store does more than 500 returns, that's cool. But to do it in your first year, and the population of the city is only 7,000 people, that's almost 10% of the people in the whole city went to file taxes with this guy. Okay? He killed it. Now, this was before insurance. This was the year right before insurance. And I overheard him having a conversation with another employee. End of the season comes. What happens at the end of the season for most employees in the tax business? They get let go, right? Termination. Not termination, separation. Because, well, there's no more business, right? And that was that business. That was me. Did not have insurance, so I was not doing anything else. So he's having a conversation at the end of the season with one of the other employees, and I'm listening in. And he doesn't know it. They're in the same room. I think we're having lunch or something, and I hear him talking. And the other employee looks over to him and says, hey, what do you think you're going to do next? And he goes, what do you mean? What am I going to do? And the other employee says, well, I mean, you're going to lose your job, man. What are you going to do? Like, it's the end of the season. What are you going to do? Aren't you scared? Aren't you worried? And he says, well, this is quote, I don't know if it's verbatim, like quote, but this is what he said. He goes, well, I think I did really good. And I did everything David asked and more. I hit my goal. He goes, I don't see why he would let me go. And he was fucking right. I didn't let him go. I kept him year round. And that's because I could afford it, but I couldn't. I shouldn't have done it. I mean, financially, I shouldn't have done it because it was just another liability because I really didn't know what we were going to do. But regardless, here's the moral of the story. Some of you guys are thinking, well, in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, I don't know what I'm going to do. What he told me that day was saying, I did everything right. I hit my goals. I think I have job security here. And he was right because he did everything he needed to do. And he was, let me stop here and say, and he actually knew it. Some people believe they do the right things all the time, but they're too damn stupid to open their eyes, just so you know. I have people all the time tell me they're doing the right things. I fire them. Because they ain't doing the right things.
Oh.
They're not doing the right things. They just think they are. This guy did it. Now, I share this with you so you can see something. And there's just a few things. He could have come to me at the beginning of the tax season and said, look, the only way I'm going to take this job is if I get a year-round position. And he did actually tell me that. And I said, you know what? If you want a year-round position, earn it. And he did. He earned his position. He earned his spot. And today, he's still with me. You can figure that out. And he makes a lot of money today. A lot of money. Drives a really nice Mercedes. Buying his first house this year. He never would have had that. Well, actually, let me step back. I couldn't say he would have never had that. Actually, he would have had that no matter what. Do you know why?
Because of motivation.
Exactly.
Mindset.
It's a mindset. And you know what he did that is different than most people, and you all have the same drive. I can see it already. Here's what you need to understand. He continued to build his skills to become better. He didn't settle for just showing up, answering the phone that I called him to, right, and taking care of customers. He wanted to go above and beyond. How many of you guys are actually doing that today? And if you say you are, great. But really ask yourself these questions. Now, if you think this is just a job or this is just a step, fine, okay. But I challenge all of you then to quit today, whatever it is you're doing. Just quit it. If it's a job here at Liberty Tax, or if you're working with another insurance agency or whatever it is, quit. And see how easy it is to get a job that pays you double what you're getting paid today. Or maybe a third more or a quarter more. If all of you say I deserve more money, then quit and go get it. And if you can't get it, that tells you something. What does that tell you?
You don't deserve it.
You don't deserve it yet. You haven't built the skills to get it. Because if you did, you would have it right here. And if you think that the person that's holding you back is the owner saying, well, they just don't want or they can't afford to pay me. If you really were worth it, quit. If you really were worth it, quit and go get it. But I'm challenging you right now, and I'm telling you, I doubt right now that you have double the pay in you right now. Because you don't have double the skills. This is what this is all about, learning here. This is all about learning things. That's why we bring you to the stores. Not to say, oh, it's a really pretty store, David. So nice, and you have such nice people. Or, damn, the barbecue was good, David. Or tonight when you all go to eat some really good Mexican food. You're not going to say, damn, the food was great. I don't want you to go just talk about the food and the good times. I want you to go home with ideas that make you better. Not just about insurance. Look around you with the people that are here. You all are just in this room without having everybody in here. You're sitting around with people who have ideas and thoughts that you've never thought before, and who, if they were to share them with you, you could become very successful. Many people like to think they're alone in this world. We're not alone. We're actually very closely connected, and if we connect ourselves even better. I mean, think about the ideas from North Carolina to Texas that can be shared, from Ohio or West Virginia that can be shared, or from Florida to Texas. I mean, things are being done in different states and different areas that if I had the idea from Florida that was working and it really changed my business, man, it would be awesome. But we're always thinking it's all about us, and all we have to do is think about me, how much money I can make, and how far ahead I can get, and what I can do. When if we just turn that around and think about what we can become, not what we can get, who we can become, it changes everything. I love to say that. I love to say it's not about what you get, it's who you become in the process. Everybody wants to win the lottery today, right? Y'all want to win the lottery?
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to win the lottery. It's no doubt. Why do you think many lottery winners don't keep their money?
We don't know how to invest it.
They don't know how to manage the money.
Right.
They lose it all, right? They blow it all. They buy Lamborghinis and cars for everybody in their family and a new house for everybody in their family. And they go on lavish vacations. And by the time they know it, within 10 years or less, it's all gone. So here's why. It's not just because of investment. It's because they have $1 million bank account with a $100 mind. So if you all want to possess $1 million, even myself, by the way, I can tell you that I'm probably worth millions. I don't have millions in my bank account. So I don't have a lot of money in my bank account. So if y'all saw my bank account, you're probably like, I thought you had money. So at least that's what Karen tells me. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. I don't think I could handle it right now. I'm not smart enough. If I had $1 million in cash, I don't know what I would do with it. I'm not smart enough to handle it yet. That's why I haven't been given it. That's why I don't have it. You all are thinking, well, I don't get paid enough. So I'd say, okay, here's $100 an hour. Everybody in here would jump for joy, right? If I gave everybody here $100 an hour,
Yeah.
be all freaking happy, right? The moment that you left and got that first damn paycheck, you'd blow it on something stupid.
Well, no.
And that's because right now, if I asked you, would you like to invest in a retirement plan? You'd say yes. Would you like to invest in your life insurance? You'd say yes. If I said, you think saving money is important? You'd say yes. I give you $100 an hour raise, and the first thing you do is buy a Louis Vuitton.
Oh.
Do you get what I mean, though?
Yes, sir, I do.
This is why we don't have what we have today. That's why we don't have it, because we don't know how to handle it yet. So you guys are in the process of not become. You're in the process of becoming, not getting right now. Remember that in everything you do. So you got to take from this job. So even if this is the career for you or not, just remember this. If this is not the career for you, that's okay. This is called a step. I don't want it to be a side step, guys.
Yeah.
If you go from this job to this job to this job, no, this is the step you want to take. Right?
Yeah.
This is where you go. But the only way that you can take the up step is if you understand that what we're doing here in this week, these 2 days, 3 days, is to learn something new that you didn't know before and to take it home and use it. So if you want to make something happen here, here's what we got to do. So let's put together a plan, okay? We're going to put together a plan together. Did I get my point across about getting paid now?
Yes.
All right. I hope so. Some of you didn't say it. But it's okay. You know why? Different strokes for different folks. I can't touch everybody, and I'm not here to change your life. I want you to change it, not me. I can't do that for you. I can't do anything for you other than give you information. And all this information, by the way, I wasn't born with it. I didn't wake up one day and just be blessed with all this information or any of this stuff. I've spent a lot of time and energy learning things all the time to make me better, because I've always told myself this, and this is to go alongside of what I told you. I want to go up, not sideways, okay? Is if my business went bankrupt today, right now, all this went bankrupt, the bank came and take everything from me, I always tell myself there's no way it would stop me. I'd just do it again, or I'd have more. The next one would be just bigger. It'd be better. Why? Because I got skills they can't take. You can take my money, you can take my car, you can take everything from me. You can take everything from me, but you can't take what I've learned away from me. You can't take this. And so many people are so worried about what they have in possessions or what they drive or where they live that they're willing to fight so hard to keep that, when really what I need to keep is the things in here. What I want to keep here. So when we learn this week, think about the things that you can learn that make you more valuable to somebody. Because if you have skills that are really valuable, you'll get paid. If you have really valuable skills, you will get paid. If you don't have valuable skills, you won't get paid. That's why minimum wage was, that's why it was founded, just so you know. So some people have argued, hey, we need to raise the minimum wage. Y'all heard that? But that's not a really true statement in my opinion. You shouldn't raise the minimum wage. People should just get more skills. Minimum wage is intended to start. I mean, a kid, anybody have a 16-year-old or had a 16-year-old or 15-year-old, somewhere around the age to work? When you get to that age, where do they start them in pay? They don't say, oh, you $25 an hour. They tell them minimum wage, whatever it is. Why? Because they got no skills. That's it. I mean, I pay waivers, guys who hold the sign minimum wage. Why do I pay them minimum wage?
Because that doesn't require any skills.
If they do have skills and they know how to flip, and by the way, it's a side story. I had a waiver, worked for me 8 years. I coached him, I mentored him. Now, I didn't coach him how to flip a damn sign because I'm not good at that at all. He learned all that. But I told him, hey, you need to be the best waiver, bro. You got to be a great waiver. And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. And he took on that job, and I would tell him, hey, you can watch YouTube videos. I would share videos with him. I showed the handbook to him. I taught him a lot, right, in a few years. He was only working with me for about 2 years personally, and then I moved on and went to other stores. But here's what happened. This guy's been with me for 8 years, and he's an incredible, outstanding waiver. Now, that sounds really weird, but, you know, I was paying him $12 an hour to be a waiver. Check it out. This was his last year. How do I know it's his last year?
He told you.
Damn right he told me. Damn right he told me. You know what he said? He said, David, I hate to break it to you, but this is my last year working for you. I thought this was going to be my career, but I think I found something else.
Oh.
Now, hold on. This is pretty impressive. Not going to lie. This is pretty impressive. So he came to our end of the season party, and he planned out this whole last show he's going to put on for us. And he's really good. I mean, he does this guitar thing, flips it. He does all these things. Cool guy. Really weird, really cool. Right? You don't have conversations with this guy, but he's a really nice guy. Well, he came to our party and he said goodbye to everybody very cordially. And then he gave me a book. And it wasn't a book like a reading book. It was a notebook. And he says, David, inside of here are all the tools, everything that I've learned over the last 8 years waiting, and all the techniques that I use. And I want you to use this because I don't want to ever see a waiver in front of your stores that doesn't go like me. I swear, that's what he did. You should see the book. He's got the book.
Oh, yes.
George has the book. He wrote this book for us. One of the best damn waivers we've ever seen. And he retired. That's crazy, right? Waiver retired. He really did say, this is it, I retire. Waiving. Not waiving anymore. I'm like, wow, impressive. And he didn't work year round, guys. He worked season. Right?
And one thing that I want to mention is that at the end of the season party, like he was really touched by what he contributed to us. And when he gave me the book, he was like, man, like I really want to stop doing this, but I just finished my college and I think it's trying to do something else. Then he gives me a hug and you can hear in his voice like
he cried.
Like he was crying and then like he teared up and then I was like, oh, and I didn't suspect it, you know, so I was like kind of caught me off guard. And then he said bye to David and then afterwards he comes back and like, you know, we should shake hands. And then he gives me
hugs.
He gave me a hug.
Yeah,
and then like he hold on for me for a while. You know, I'm gay way. And he gave me a hug for a while and everything. And you know, we hugged each other back and it's a good feeling that everything he contributed to us in the past years that means so much to him. And not only what he did for us, but what we did for him. And kind of a side story real quick on him is that when he first started reading for us, he wouldn't talk to anybody. I think he was a very shy person. So yeah, so every time I'll say him, I'll talk to him like, hey Jesse, he'll look like this, and he'll walk away. But like he would, I go, hey Jesse, do this. And he's like, and he'll nod, and he wouldn't talk to me for the first 2 years. But he did his job very well. That's all we cared about. So overall, he started changing and started changing some more. And now he carries a conversation with me. Hey, George, this. He'll text me, and it's crazy how we see him grow. And it was kind of an emotional thing that we had, and we all had with him on his last day of retirement.
Yeah, his retirement party. That wasn't even the end of the season party. So the moral of this story not only is to share with you an experience that we've experienced with the waiver, but he built some skills, and he wasn't 725 anymore. He got raises. Every year he got a raise because he stayed with us and because he was committed and because he learned something new. And he really showed it. He always had new skills. He always knew what he was doing. If you really want to get ahead, guys, you just got to get skills. And he had them right here, and he even showed it to us by writing the damn book. That was the craziest thing. And it wasn't like 2 pages. It was like 35 pages of writing. Diagrams, showing us how to spin the arrow, They even put like some secret section, and he said, "Don't show this one to anybody." I was like, "Oh." That crazy? You can inspire anybody to do a lot of things if they have the right mindset. So let's take an action step, okay? So for those of you who are licensed, let's talk to you first. If you are a licensed agent, why aren't you producing? And if you are producing, why aren't you producing more? That's a question you need to ask yourself. And if you say something like, well, David, I try, but I don't know what to do, that's not the answer you need to find. I mean, that's not the question. It's, if you did know what you need to find, what would it be? That's the real question. If you did know what you needed to find, what would it be? And you'd say, well, I don't understand this, I don't have that. Well, here's the deal. That really, if you're blaming somebody else for your not ability to sell right now, you've got the wrong person to blame. It's yourself. If you want to make a sale, you're going to make a sale. And if you don't know how, then you need to be asking somebody. And if you don't know how to ask somebody, Google it. If you don't know how to Google it, YouTube it. Something, okay? And if you're not licensed, ask yourself why not. And if you tell me it's money, that ain't the truth. If you tell me it's money, that isn't the truth. Somebody has told me, many people have told me, David, well, the reason I haven't gotten my license is because I can't afford to take the test, can't pay for the course. Okay. Well, now, unless you are malnourished, right, and you walk everywhere, and you only drink water out of a tap, and you only cook at home, right, there's a lot of reasons for me to show you where you spend money you shouldn't spend. If you really wanted something, you would find a way. You know, I remember my first dates. When I went on my first dates, I can remember saving up money to buy something, a nice dinner, or to take a thing of flowers, right? I can remember doing those things, and I didn't have money. I was a kid. So think about it. I had to scrounge up money. I had to ask my mom or my dad, or I had to, go do something, sell something, work somewhere. I'd have to go find the money. That's how I did it to get to the person that I wanted to be with. Why can't we do that today? Beg, borrow, steal if you have to. These are things that you have to do. I'm not telling you to go commit crimes. I'm just telling you, you got to do what it takes to get shit done. So many people tell me the reason they can't get somewhere is because they have money. Many people would say, well, the reason I can't make money is because I don't got money. Bull. Bull, 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 bull. Everybody has to start somewhere, and we have to get rid of those stories that we tell ourselves. We all have a story that says why we're not doing something. All of us have them. I can always remember myself telling myself, well, I'm just not smart, and I suck at math, and nobody likes me, and I look weird, and people make fun of me. And I used to tell myself all these stupid stories. I used to tell myself all these stories, right? I shouldn't drive an expensive car because, people would think I'm showing off, or I shouldn't work there because, I'm not that smart, or people wouldn't like me. I have horrible communication skills. I used to tell myself all these things. You think I'm making this up? I really did. But the difference between that David and this David today is I got rid of all that bullshit. I started telling myself, you can do it. You are good at math. In fact, people think I'm really good at math. And high school, I failed algebra twice.
I outnumbered you.
Right? Okay. People say I suck at math. I know how to count money very well. Right? They tell me, well, you suck at math, David. Okay, fine. But I know how to count money very damn well.
That's it.
Right? I know how to make money very damn well. And Karen and everybody, they ask me about finances and numbers. I'm on point on all of them. Why? It isn't because I was born with it. I had to learn. I said, okay, I'm not going to live this way again. I'm not going to live this way. So I changed that in my business and myself. Right? I used to think that I have albinism. I'm an albino, if you haven't noticed. People think that's weird, and people would make fun of me. Now, it's my advantage. I stand out in the crowd. Everybody knows who I am. I don't know who the hell anybody else is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Think about this, right? I walk into a room, everybody knows who I am. And it ain't because it's not because of who I am, it's because of what I look like. Everybody, by the way, everybody judges somebody on basis of what they look like. That's how you remember somebody. 9 out of 10 times I remember this person, I remember your face, right? They all say that shit. They don't say, oh, I remember your kids. No, because you could have had a conversation for an hour and they don't remember your kids' names, but they remember you. This is an advantage for me. I turned it around. People used to say, well, you're going to look flashy, or you're going to look dumb, or you shouldn't work there. Your communication skills suck. When my communication skills sucked, I took a speech class. I became really good at it, as you can tell today. I speak publicly. People pay me thousands of dollars to speak. I've never done that before. All this shit I turned around, guys. I cuss too much. They told me. I used to tell myself that. You need to change the cussing. I said, fuck that. I don't care.
Exactly.
They're going to pay me. Remember, they paid me. So if you're thinking that you can't do something, I'm telling you, you can. Anything is possible if you really want. So if you haven't got your license, get it. If you got your license, sell some stuff. Why do you need to sell? Because it's going to make the business money. Now let's get back to the business. And that's where we're in. The business needs to make money, guys. It has to make money. If it doesn't make money, there's no reason for you to be there. If you're thinking, well, they keep on telling me that I'm going to get a raise when the business finally makes money. Well, if it's not making money, there's a problem. I had a boss tell me one time, your raise takes effect when you become effective.
Mm.
I thought, asshole. But it's true, right?
That is true.
When the business makes money, they have opportunities to give you raises. They have opportunities to hire more people. You see, what I've taught my staff now, my team, in the stores, not just here at Freedom, but in the stores, I tell them all the time, you know what, maybe you want more money. That's fine. I want to help you get more money, and we're going to work that way. But I've given them options at times where I say, look, would you like to make more money? Or would you like me to use that resource to hire somebody else in your store to work with you to make more money together? 90% of them say, don't give me the raise. Let's get some more people. Why? Because they know if they can get a team, they can build more money. They're smart. They're learning. They're learning from me. And I want them to do that. But I want you to get the same thing. You're maybe working with a franchisee. Maybe there's one or two or three of you, or maybe it's just you and the franchisee. Or maybe it's just a franchisee and they're not here, right? But it's just one person. Well, I'm telling you right now, the only way that you all can grow is if revenue grows. And you have to grow it, because many people think that we're just holding money in the bank accounts, just rolling in dough. I tell people all the time. People think I'm rich, by the way, all the time. I'm like, man, you all knew my bills. You're crazy, right? If you all knew my bills, and you're probably thinking, well, at least you can pay your bills. Well, yeah, I can, but I planned for that. But I'm telling you, it's not about me. It's about everybody in the business making money. When we make more money, so do they. I always tell everybody that, and I'm telling you that because that's what your franchisees know. If they can make more money, so can you. So this opportunity for year-round employment, this opportunity to sell insurance is the next step for them. They have to make money between May and December so they can actually make some money. Right now, if you go to an office and you're not making any sales, they do 1 tax return a week, 2 tax returns a week, 3 tax returns a week. Even if they make $1,500, that probably just pays the rent. What about the water? What about the light? What about the internet? And what about payroll? It doesn't get paid, so money's just going negative, 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 and you're saying, give me a raise. I'm not saying that you're doing the wrong things. I'm just telling you. You're saying, give me a raise, Dave. And I'm saying, okay, can we get this $1,500 that we drove in, can we turn it into $3,000 together? And if I can do that, I can give you a raise. So what I would encourage you to do is to go back and say, how much money do we need to make in this business so that I can get paid what I want to get paid?
Oh, wow, that's good.
That makes sense.
Instead of just saying, can I just get more money, ask them, how can I get it? Because you can't hit a target you can't see.
That's it.
You can't hit a target you can't see. You don't put a target on the wall. You don't shoot in the wall and then draw the circle around it. Hit it every time. Best artsman in town, right? I'm an archery guy, right? Just shoot. Then I draw the circle. You guys have to understand, or ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. If you want more money, ask, how do I get it? Which I'm going to tell you right now is to make sales. Sales is the #1 profession in the world. If you didn't know that, it is. Sales is the #1 profession in the world, and if you think that sales is not fun, or sales isn't attractive, or you don't want to be a salesman and be pushy, I'm here to tell you, you're going to have to become a salesman or a saleswoman. And I'm not telling you you're going to be a pushy one. I'm just telling you got to get skills that close deals. Are they back?
No, not yet.
Okay. they got to get skills that are going to close these deals for them and for you. Because every time you close one deal, you get better at stuff. You get more momentum. And that's what we want to build for you. So when you get back to your stores, or even tonight, I mean, I wouldn't put it on them right away because that might be a little difficult conversation to have, but you should ask, what do I need to do to get this? Set some goals together. And trust me, I'll coach them. If they don't know, if they say, well, I don't know, that's a really tough question, say, go talk to David. He'll help you. Seriously, just say, go talk to David. He'll help you. He'll help you determine what that needs to be. And I will. I'll coach them. I'll mentor them. I'll guide them. I'll say, hey, this is what you probably should set in place. Trust me, I'm not going to set goals that you can't hit. I won't do that. I used to be that guy. I used to set really high goals for my team, and they would never hit them, and they'd always be disappointed. Then I realized, okay, I can't do that. I mean, I know the goal that I was setting was what I wanted to have, but I knew it wasn't realistic. So let's set some realistic goals together. And next 2 days, we're going to be setting some goals as a team. Everybody in the room will be setting a goal. I want you to take them seriously and find out, okay, if I really want to hit this goal, how do I need to get it? And you're going to say, well, I need to understand this, or I need to understand that. I need to get with this person. And my team, the ones you've all met here, which is good now that you have a face-to-face with everybody, you'll get to ask them questions and talk with them here and on the phone and on the computer and all those things. So with our last remaining minutes here, is that them? No. With our last remaining minutes here, let's open this up. Do you all have any specific questions without the franchisees in here, without your bosses or whatever they call, whatever you call them, partners, without them here that you want to get off your chest? Yes.
When you're different than your staff, and you try to fit in, but you're different. You're just totally different. How do you fix it?
What do you define different?
Different is I am very talkative.
Okay.
I am very bubbly. I like fun. I like to laugh, and I like to make jokes sometimes. But people are not like me. I'm too loud. I'm too this. I'm too that. What do I can't stay put for very long. So I don't know. The people around me are different. So I don't know sometimes how to act, and I feel out of place.
Well, that's a very loaded question. Now let me just share with you something. Be who you want to be. Right? That's obvious true. And that's everything. If you want to be poor, you be poor. If you want to be rich, you be rich. If you want to be stupid, be stupid. Right? Just be really good at being whatever it is. But I wouldn't tell you that what you're saying is totally, there's nothing wrong with it. If you think that you don't fit in where you're at, then you need to find another place to fit in. I mean, that's not to encourage you to quit or leave or do any of that. That's just me telling you, if you're not happy where you're at, then you need to find a place to be happy. That's it. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Don't change you, because I'll tell you the characteristics that you just expressed to me. What you just said you are is good. It's good stuff. If you told me, well, I don't know how to get out of this negative funk, all I do is complain and whine and bitch and moan about why nobody takes care of me and I hate all my customers, and then we'd have a different talk. Yeah. But your talk is pretty good. You just, it's not about, now by the way, not fitting in is not a bad thing. Again, it's just how you take that. Now, what's good though, here's the good in what she's saying, and I would tell you this is what makes it really good. If you stand out above the rest, you'll probably get more opportunity than most. When you're alike, the same, if everybody around you is the same, then you would never stand out.
Yeah, you should use that to your advantage. Yeah, you need to get out. So maybe you should organize events for the company.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, marketing.
You're going to stand out more. Just stand out more.
Awesome.
It's actually a good thing.
Use it to your advantage. You got a gym there.
Yeah, I noticed that.
There's nothing
I've
wrong
noticed
with
that, by the way.
it.
You're very talkative and you're good. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. What you're doing is right.
You just need to
But
get into the right.
But there's nothing wrong with somebody having the opposite. Just so you know, somebody who's shy, timid, but maybe they're really good at paperwork. I found that the best salesman, to be very honest with you, are not the loud, outgoing people. They're not. Now, let me tell you why. You probably disagree, but I'm going to tell you why. Most introverted people who don't go out and be loud and go out and talk all day, they're very focused in most things. So when they go to get a sale, they get the sale and they go home. And then they get home, they process the paperwork, they submit the application, they get their paycheck the next day or whatever it is. They're very detail oriented and focused. The outgoing people, which is, I don't know if it's you, but it's me. It's me. I'm not that detailed guy in the background. I can make a sale, but I won't close it like right there. I'll close right there, but then I won't submit the paperwork to the next day. And then I won't track the commissions as much as I need to. That's why I hire people to do that now, but I wasn't that good at it because I was very good at going and getting in front of a person and talking to them and getting that deal closed, but I was just never good in the back end, the paperwork guy. So most of the best salesmen out there are mostly introverts. That's the honest truth. But extroverts can really go out and sell. They can sell a crowd, not an individual, if that makes sense. That's why I'm really good in a crowd, see? I think I think you'd be stressing on this, by the way. It's not something you should stress out. I think you should just focus on becoming a better you. And if that means leaving eventually, great. But if it doesn't, I think you should stay where you're at because you probably stand out way better than most. Any other questions? That was a good question. Any other questions? Something related to your business, maybe something you want to ask. And if it does need to be personal, you can ask me afterwards. But if you think it'll benefit the group because you're experiencing something in your store, something in your business that is just not something you think you need to overcome, a challenge that you may be facing, something you haven't shared with your franchisee that you think needs to be known, and maybe I can share it for you on your behalf or anonymous behalf. Yeah. I know that's a loaded deal. So, what have you learned so far today? Besides, good food. You learned what?
There's so much that you gotta know where to start.
Okay.
Wow.
That's a good point, by the way. There's so much that you just took in that you don't know where to start. Okay. I really like that statement, by the way, because not knowing is good. So now you have to come up with a plan. And so most people get overwhelmed and just not do anything at all. I want you to do something. So the best thing I can tell you to do to start is to find the thing that you like the most and focus your energy there. Don't focus on the thing that you don't like the most yet.
Right.
Not yet. I'll tell you about that philosophy later. What else?
Well, so far I've heard out of all the presentations, I keep hearing the same thing over and over again.
Which is?
And it stands out to me, and it reaches out to me, and it touches out to me. But is it really attainable?
What?
I keep hearing, if you need help, let me know. If you need help, reach out to me. If you need help, here's my number. If you need help, I do need help. I don't know a lot of stuff. And I want to know, is it really attainable to get a hold of you or
Me?
any one of you, any one of the presenters, the ones
Yeah.
who gave the presentation? Okay, because I can hear it, they can say it, but I haven't tried it yet because I need a lot of help with a lot of stuff.
Your franchisee talks to our guys probably once a week.
Yeah, but I don't.
Yeah, I know, but it's because he's the one who's calling.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So then, yeah, that's my answer.
By the way, we have the support team that you met, Nadia and Maria. They support on PNC, which is property and casualty, auto and home and all that stuff. They're here every day, all day, and Joanna and Angelica, there's 4 of them. They're here all day, every day, just to answer the phones from you guys. Now, our directors, if you have an experience question like commercial auto or Medicare, then that would go to them. But for general questions, they'll be there to answer your call all the time. Email. We're actually introducing a chat feature that'll be introduced right after convention that you guys would be able to use to chat with us. So there's more than one way to get a hold of us. So yes, that's actually a very good point. And by the way, many times you go to events and people say, yeah, ask me questions, and then they don't help you. We're pretty good at that stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ruth has kept in touch a lot.
She
So
good, huh?
that's, yeah, that is good.
Well, I can add to that, or kind of answer your question. I came for the training for the life and health, and Karen said that if we needed anything, to call her, text her. I was having issues trying to schedule, or I guess register to schedule my test, and I texted her, and she responded right away. Then she texted me maybe like a day later, 2 days later. Maybe she forgot, but it was okay because she still responded and asked me, "Hey, were you able to register?" So you can. I felt like that I could. I only met her that day for the class, and I felt comfortable enough to text her, and she texted me. So yeah.
They're all there. If you ever try to get a hold of somebody and they don't get back to you, just write David at freedompolicy.com. Trust me, you'll get somebody very quickly. Our team is very geared to making sure you're successful. Very serious about that because you all are our customers. It's just like if a customer calls and says, "Where's my refund?" We got to get on that real quick. Same concept. Now, some of the things may not get answered as fast as you want. Here's one of the challenges that we face, just to be clear. We have a lot of questions that come to us from agents that probably should. You ever heard of this thing such as there's no such thing as a stupid question?
Yes.
Okay, well, we get a lot of stupid questions, all right? And I'm not saying that to tell you not to ask us questions. I'm just going to tell you that there are a lot of resources that we put up, videos, trainings, paperwork, tools, calls, conventions, recordings. There's so much information that sometimes when somebody calls and they ask a question and we say, "Hey, did you watch the videos?" Or we ask a survey, "Did you watch the training? Did you show up to this class? Did you get on the conference call? Did you download the forms?" And then we ask them if they did, they say yes, and then they ask a question that has totally already been answered like 17 times. We know that you're only calling us because you want us to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
And that in itself really hurts the whole support system. This happens a lot, by the way. And it's not to discourage anybody from asking questions because you should ask the question. The question should be, "I need help finding the resource," not "fix this for me."
No.
Because that's not our role. Our goal isn't to do your job. Our goal is to support your job. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And you got to understand that the best resource that you can have is to be resourceful, right? You lose the owner manual to a crock pot or the assembly guide to a TV stand. What do? You go online and you look for it, right? Google it, right? Well, that's exact kind of that's the type of relationship that we want you to have with us. We want you to go to our site. If you can't find the resource, then you need us. But it's not teaching you anything if we do the job. It doesn't teach you anything. That means you don't get any better skills. Then you're really good at calling me and saying, "Fix my problems." Right? Then we become tech support, not support. So if that gives you some clarity, that's everybody here. I would love for everybody who called us to ask us questions that were really good because that means they're ready to learn. When you ask us a question that's just totally not even in the right ballpark, then it does waste a lot of person's time, including your own. So don't think that you can't. Like asking how to get registered for a site, that's great. Those are questions we want to have, especially since you're new and you have no clue. That's a perfect question. But if you call and say, "Hey, can you register me? Can you get this done for me?" It's not teaching you anything. So when you decide to grow your agency, which it sounds like you all are going to do, and you're going to want to recruit agents, and you're going to say, "Hey, come join our team." When they join your team, then they call us and say, "Solve the problem," when they should be calling you to help them solve the problem. But you never learned how to do it, so you can't help them. And that's what's happening. We have agents in every organization who are not able to train the other agents because, well, they never took the time to learn for themselves. So they're expecting us to do the work. And be honest with you, we don't get paid enough. If we got paid to do that, I would do it. But that's not what we get paid for. And we don't get paid enough. If your franchisee ever wants to share our agreements, trust me, it's pennies. Especially when it comes to an auto policy, I make like $1, just so you know. Like literally like $1.
So how was today's day so far? Well, we have a lot of things stored for you for the rest of the week. Well, we know there's a lot of things that you have to do. So tomorrow, I know session starts at 9 o'clock, and you're more than welcome to come at 9 o'clock. tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning, we're going to hold a live demo for Turborator system. Basically, Turborator is one of our platforms that we use to help you quote auto clients. Now, some of you are new, and some of you may have agents that are here. We want to help you during this process. Now, during our presentations, I know we got so much things jam-packed. So during this morning session, we're going to kind of go more into detail and give you some hands-on so you can see it and get more experiences with that. So tomorrow, 8 in the morning, once again, we're going to send you after this, we're going to send you a text message with the registration link. So if you want to join, you come in a little bit sooner, and we can get you hands-on experience with that as well. Also, on top of that, we're going to have also 8 in the morning a Medicare training hands-on as well. So if you're a life agent, and you're a life and health agent and you're doing Medicare and you want to get hands-on, register for that link as well, and you can go to either one of those breakout sessions tomorrow, and we'll be glad to have you there. Next, let's go, David. Finish it off.
All right. Good training. So just to be clear, guys, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.? 8 a.m. we're having additional training. If you want to be an overachiever, which I know you all are, you can show up at 8 a.m. and you can register for any of those things. Also, headshots will be taken again in the morning. If you would like to take another one or your first one, please do so, because we want to have a good professional photo to be able to put on your flyers. The trainings that you are going to receive in the morning are bonus trainings. We didn't have those planned, but we realized that there's probably some additional need for training that you could benefit from, so please take advantage of them. I know some of you like to sleep in, or maybe this is sleeping in time because you're away from home or loved ones or kids. Take some time to learn something. We talked about building skills today. So to summarize the day, I guess in one word, it's overwhelming, to say the least. Even I feel overwhelmed. There was a lot of information. Did you all learn a lot?
Yes.
Huh? Redefined, huh? That's the word? We're not done redefining yet. We got a lot to come. But are you liking what you're seeing so far?
Yes.
I'm excited for you because this is some good stuff. Let me add a few words before we end. Well, let me give you some instructions. Tonight, we're going to dinner. It's at 6:30, which is really in an hour from now. And I know that's a short period, but the sooner we get there, the sooner we get to bed. And that would have not come out of my mouth like 5 years ago. Just so you know, okay? But we're going to a nice Mexican restaurant. We got a private room there. It is probably from here about 15 minutes from the hotel. If y'all are staying over at the Marriott, it's about 10 minutes. It's not very far. It's low key. If you have enough time to change, if not, don't. I'm going the same way I'm here today. I'm leaving from here there. It is very good food. We have a menu for you already served out there. It's just low key. We're going to have some fun. Again, I challenge you to sit with somebody you don't know. I challenge you to get to meet each other and network and ask each other some things. Dinner is on me and the team, so just so y'all know, don't worry about that. We are, just to be clear, we are going to pay for some alcohol too. Yeah. 2 drinks because I can't take any more liabilities. I own an insurance company. Got an insurance company, just so you know, and 2 drink maximum for you guys are on us. Everything after that, if you'd like to drink, is on your own. Being clear about this. That's for the rest of the week. I want you guys to get some fun out of this and enjoy it. I mean, that doesn't mean get drunk, you know. 5 years ago, that was not David 5 years. Yeah, right. Yeah, David, what's wrong with you, man? Take it outside, right? All right. So here's the final words for you. I know this may have seemed overwhelming, and I know it's a lot of information. One of the things you should take away from today is pick the thing that you feel that you are interested in learning the most, and let's focus on that. Today was all about operations. That's it. Building a customer for life through the operational standpoint that we have. So that comes from learning about our back office, our systems, or creating a memorable guest experience, how you actually get customers, seeing the interaction in the store, walking through that process, and really seeing a real business run. For the next 2 days, it's going to be all about products and sales. How do I learn about the product? How do I use the product? And how do I get that customer to do business with me? Which is really about making money. That is the next 2 days. So if you think today was great. It's going to get better. But more importantly, if you want to get more out of this, commit to coming in the morning early. Commit to asking questions tonight. Even that includes myself, our staff, our team will be there tonight. Pick somebody and say, hey, I just want to learn this. And if they don't have the answers, they're going to direct you to the right person. But work with us so we can answer these questions. You've already spent your time, energy, and money to get here. Maximize it. Get most out of it. Don't leave any question unanswered. Don't leave any food on your plate.
Or empty beer.
Yeah, beer undrank. Whatever it is. I'm very humbled again as I started the morning, humbled seeing everybody here. I'm thankful for all of you and all the time you've committed here today. And I look forward to spending the next 2 days with you. So let's end with a clap, all right?